What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Chi-Town Blitz episode. I got a great guest with me today. Our favorite Bears writer, our favorite Bears analyst, always comes on and comes through with us. Helps us get the best content. If you aren't following him on Twitter, if you ain't checking out his stuff, you're not updated with the Bears stuff. Got my guy Zack Pearson with me today. How are we doing today, man?
I'm doing good, man. Finally, some nice weather instead of this
Oh yeah.
humidity and in the hot. It's finally some good weather, and now we're into August. And actually, what we're filming this tonight. Look, there's a Hall of Fame game on tonight, so yeah, it's crazy.
I thought about it. I'm like, Trey Lance playing. I don't know who else is gonna be playing. I was like, all right, how much am I gonna miss of this?
Yeah, it's one of those games where like last year it was cool because like the Bears were in it, so you had to pay
Yeah.
attention. But like, it's one of these games I'll probably turn it on for like a couple snaps, and then I'm like, yeah, I'll go to bed early tonight or something like that. Catch up
and
on some
I
sleep.
I even seen some people put in some like parlay ideas for tonight, and I'm like, this
Oh,
is
you're a
way too
sicko.
soon.
I mean, I gamble. I like sports betting, but I'll stay up and watch a late college football game at like Saturday night. But like, you're a sicko if you're betting the Hall of Fame game.
I know they're like Trey Lance under 27.5 rushing
Oh
yards. I'm
God,
like, all right.
yeah,
It's
I'm good
crazy
on
work.
that.
But it's nice that, the Bears aren't playing in this game. The Bears aren't in Hard Knocks. I was thinking, I was talking to my buddy last year about Hard Knocks, and he was like, "Oh, I'm not sold on the Bears no more. Hard Knocks curse and stuff." Looking back on it now, the Hard Knocks curse might be real.
Yeah, it's weird because like when we got out to training camp, I was like, I kind of miss the Hard Knocks cameras.
Yeah.
Like I kind of like, I'm like, man, I got so used to them like being around and like waiting for these episodes. But yeah, you're right. Maybe the Hard Knocks curse is real, but I don't know, man. Buffalo should be pretty interesting. Well, they got,
Mhm.
I think it's another week or so until they're on. But when
Yeah, I think
is it next week?
yeah, it should be August 5th. I think it's the first episode, so I think it's next Tuesday.
Okay. Yeah. So it's like they're kind of a fun team to follow and they got Josh Allen, so
I feel like this year would have been a funner year for the Bears to have Hard Knocks, but
yeah.
I mean, with better coaching, with all around better stuff for the Bears, what's the feel like been so far at training camp? What is some of the takeaways you've had? How you feel? What are the vibes?
I mean, I think being there and like seeing everything, I think everything's on track. Like I think like they are where they should be right now. Like, I think from a social media fan type aspect, people want like the big highlights, people want to overreact. At the end of the day, it's a practice.
Yeah,
It's supposed to be like, back and forth with the offense, back and forth with the defense. That's where you get better. But I think like the vibes is still excitement. I think like everyone in that building kind of feels like they have the right staff, the right head coach. It's been different in terms of training camp from the past. It just kind of feels like it's run a little better. It's smooth. The operation's smooth. But yeah, I mean, it's been fun so far, and now it's starting to pick up more. Like today, usually they've been going like an hour, hour 10. Today it was about 2 hours. They're doing some live stuff, which is good because they haven't done live like tackling in a while. I think honestly, probably since Bourbonnais,
dang.
maybe the last year of Nagy. I don't know. I can't remember that far, but um, yeah, it's been a good vibe so far. I think, and I think they're just kind of on that right track where they should be.
Yeah, and it's hard with training camp to get a feel of things and like a real thing of how it's gonna look during the season. I mean, the start of training camp, Caleb Williams, struggling, Colin Coward, all the media's running with, oh, the Bears are gonna be the same old Bears. Uh, and now it's nice that things are picking up. But the thing that I've liked seeing from your coverage of it, everybody else that's at training camp, is how Ben Johnson's holding people accountable.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of saw some of that like in OTAs and rookie mini camp and like pulling players or yelling at players. And it's this, he wants everything right. He wants the details right. He wants to make sure that they can get in and out of the huddle. I look back at last year and we asked Matt Eberflus a couple times. I remember like clearly, like, is the operation good? Like what's going on with this stuff? And he's like, yeah, the operation's fine. And then you get to week one, it's false start, hold, illegal formation, delay of game. You're like, what is going on? So Ben Johnson has what he wants. He wants perfection, and yeah, there's been some hiccups. Like today, there was a couple bad snaps. Still some formation stuff, but you also have to remember like there's a lot of motion in this offense, lining up here, then lining up there. It's going to take some time. It's not all going to be crisp and clean the first
Right.
week. So, yeah, it's going to take some time. But yeah, he is striving for perfection.
And that's what we needed. We had so
Yeah.
much nonsense last season, like Nate Davis. If only Ben Johnson was there to get on his ass,
Yeah,
or
right? Like,
just some of the stuff that was. I mean, I remember Keenan Allen. No, there was a players' meeting right after week one or earlier weeks of the season. So
yeah.
it's nice that we actually have that part. And I feel like with the offense picking up, it's looking better and it's still being fun. Like we have the best of both worlds with Ben Johnson. So, in your opinion, do you think are you getting the feel that he's the real deal? He's the right guy for this job?
I mean, time will tell. The results on the field will tell. Wins and losses will tell. But yeah, I feel like early on, it feels like the right decision. It feels like it's at least the start of this, they got it right. But I mean, we've seen Matt Nagy in 2018 won the Coach of the Year
Coach of the
award.
year, yeah.
Yeah, we felt like everything was going right. So yeah, we've felt this a little bit before. This is maybe a little different, but I do think he is the right guy, and I think he's the right guy for Caleb Williams. He's the right guy to get this team in order, to make sure, like, yeah, we're not, no effing around or anything like that. Like, it's serious business, and not only him, but like the other coaches that they brought in, the other staff members too. Eric Bieniemy, Dan Rochar, Antoine Randall, Al Harris, guys like that are all noticeable at practice, getting on players, and how they run the drills is very impressive too.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, because last year we got you on the show and we were talking about, Shane Waldron. We didn't see him on Hard Knocks at all. I feel
Yeah.
like if these coaches were on Hard Knocks, we'd see Bienemy, we'd see the
Oh
receivers
yeah.
coach. So I think that's just a nice. You got to have, the details being, paying attention to that in all the staff members, and it be a collective unit. So it's nice that we're seeing a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Um, so far, other than Ben Johnson, what's the coach that's one of your favorites?
Man, I like. Let's see. I do like Antoine Randall, but I mean, I got to talk to him like when they introduced the coaches and stuff. Like they put him at tables, and you got to like go up to him. I got to like talk to him a little bit about not only like football, but like his background, his life in sports, things like that, which was really cool. We talked, basketball,
Mhm.
football, him, playing in the IHSA state tournament, stuff like beating, Farragut, and with Kevin Garnett, and Ronnie Fields.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I like the enemy's good. I really like what I see from Al Harris. I think he's going to be perfect for these defensive backs. But yeah, I'd have to say right now, so far outside of Ben, it's I'll say outside of Ben and Dennis Allen, because Dennis Allen is I think is be fantastic for this defense.
I can't wait.
I know, and I think he's gonna be. I think everyone loves the Ben Johnson hire, and rightfully so. But like the Dennis Allen hire to me is might be the most important hire on the coaching staff. But outside of the big ones, I'd probably say Randall L has probably been my favorite to interact and talk with.
We could run with that point a little. Like Dennis Allen, I know there's people saying, "Hey, if we just put Eberflus as our DC, we'd be cool."
There's a
You
difference
might,
though. There's a
yeah.
difference between Dennis Allen and Matt Eberflus. I'll say that. I was kind of actually like, yeah, man, we put Eberflus back in defensive coordinator eventually. Like he's better defensive coordinator, but like there's definitely a difference with Dennis Allen. You'll see when we come preseason, regular season, people will get to see.
I think yeah, and we've seen already. He's spoken highly about Tremaine Edmonds, somebody that might be on the hot seat this year. With this defense as a whole, how good do you think this defense is going to be this season with the addition of Dennis Allen and some of these other like Al Harris on this coaching staff?
Yeah, I mean, they should be top 10.
Okay.
They have a lot of talent. The secondary is really good. Now, you have some questions about Jalen Johnson and is he going to be ready for week one? The
Hmm.
pass rush, I think those are injuries and the pass rush are probably the two things that, you know, if anything holds them back, it'll be that.
Okay.
But I like what Dennis Allen's going to bring. Like, he wants his guys to play physical. He wants to play some man to man. he's going to give different looks, different disguises at opposing teams. And, I think he could be an elite defensive coordinator at this level. But for the defense overall, it should be top 10. It has a chance to be top 5, maybe top 3 if everything goes right.
Whew.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not ready to say it's gonna be like 2018 fun or 2018 dominant, but
Mhm.
like it's definitely trending up, I'd say. And one thing they got to avoid, like last year. Let's be real. I mean, they gave up on some plays. Just watch the San
Mhm.
Francisco game. Like that was
Oh,
embarrassing at the end of the year. But
it was over from the beginning.
yeah, from the beginning, and like they had the Tyreek Stevenson play and you know things like that. But um, Dennis Allen's not going to let you do that. That's not going to happen under Dennis
Mhm.
Allen. So that's a positive already in itself.
I'm excited to see, yeah, just being more aggressive because I feel like Eberflus more bend don't break, more
Yeah,
like let's not give up at until the touchdown, give up everything until just not the touchdown,
yeah,
which really frustrating as a fan sometimes. I mean, seeing what's his name, Justin Jones back up in coverage,
yeah.
just seeing some of the shit he was doing is
That was
frustrating as hell.
yeah. That we won't see that. Like yeah, Dennis Allen's
Mhm.
gonna be aggressive. It's gonna. I tell people go watch some of the games that New Orleans played against Tom Brady when Tom Brady was in Tampa Bay, and you'll
Ooh.
see what Dennis Allen can do. I mean,
He was the Tom Brady stopper, low
yeah,
key. The Bucks and the Saints, the Bucks never had a really good game against the Saints.
yeah. In the games that the Saints lost, it probably wasn't the defense's fault. Honestly, they
No.
just couldn't score points.
But piggying back to the offense, two rookies are back on the field now. Loveland and Luther Burden. I mean, Luther Burden had a great day today. He's been ramping up after getting chewed out by Ben Johnson. So between these two rookies, like, w- which one are you most excited for to see in this offense this year?
Man, that's tough.
I know they're both going to be
I
really good. I
know.
think.
Probably Loveland, just
Okay.
because I think he adds a whole new dynamic at the tight end position. Like he's more of a natural pass catcher. He kind of moves like a wide receiver. He runs routes like a wide receiver. He's got like wide receiver hands. But like I'm not saying Burden's gonna be bad or anything because like I do feel like Burden might have a little. I mean, if he practiced like he did today, he won't be sitting for long or anything. But like
Mhm.
he's also got Roma Dunze ahead of him. He's also got DJ Moore.
DJ
Like
Moore,
Colson
Zacchaeus,
Loveland,
even too.
yeah, Zacchaeus and all these guys. But like Loveland is gonna be the top tight end, on this offense. So he's gonna be the guy. From day one of out practice for when he was out there on Saturday, Monday too. I mean, he stood out and he's making nice catches. He's getting open. And then Luther Burden today was just absolutely fantastic. He
Mhm.
had an awesome day out there. Like you could tell why a lot of people had him top 5, top 10
Yeah.
as a draft pick, as early as 2023 and last year. So I'd say Loveland, but I think both are going to make an impact in their own ways.
So with Loveland sticking out, I saw somebody say that Kokomet's with the twos and stuff. Like, how do you think these two guys can work as a duo?
Yeah. So also, when you see that stuff online, like on Twitter, that's probably just for a certain drill, honestly. Like
Yeah.
Cole Kmet's been with the ones as well. So
Okay.
it's not like Cole Kmet's number 2 on the depth chart or anything like that right now. Eventually he probably will be, but like they're mixing guys in. I'd say the only time you can use that is like quarterbacks, um,
Yeah.
offensive line, defensive line. I wouldn't even say defensive line, but like strong side linebacker when there's a battle. But like, yeah, when I see, I saw that too. Cole Kmet's running with the twos. He was also running with the ones during that practice as well. But they're going to use a lot of 12 personnel. They're gonna there was a formation today where they had uh, Colson Loveland way out wide, and they had Cole Kmet kind of in the slot a little bit. So
Oh
that was kind of
snap.
interesting. They motioned them in. They motioned both of them back in, but you're gonna see a lot of different looks. And I think Ben Johnson's gonna want to use 12 personnel. Um, and that's gonna be interesting because it's gonna open some things up. If the defense is in nickel, they could run. They could run the football. Um, if the defense is in their base defense, they could, or they're playing the run, they could use that. They have Colson Loveland as a receiver out there, so they got some options, and Ben Johnson's gonna be able to kind of exploit that.
Yeah, and I think these two together, like Loveland's gonna be great, but Cole Kmet still, I think he could give you in his worst 500 yards receiving, be a
Yeah.
kind of threat in the red zone too with his big body. So I'm excited to see both of these guys, work as a cohesive duo. I think this could honestly be one of the top tight end duos in the NFL. I mean, maybe behind Andrews and Likely.
Yeah, it should be. I mean, Cole Kmet, it's not like he's like a bad tight end.
No.
It's just Colston Loveland probably fits the receiving tight end mold better. But like
Mhm.
Cole Kmet's gonna get targets. It's not like he's gonna go in and gonna have 10 targets on the year or anything crazy like that. Like he'll get his targets, and you just gotta trust Ben Johnson. Like look at all the weapons that Detroit had, and then they used two running backs, and it's gonna be fun to watch and see how Ben kind of mixes them in, especially early.
Oh yeah. But back on Little Loveland and Burden both together, who do you think's gonna have more yards? You think you're going with Loveland?
Ye Yeah, I'd say Loveland right now,
Okay.
just because of like what I said. Like, Burden, I mean, they're going to use Burden in this offense, but he's also got Roma Dunze and DJ Moore. Loveland, yeah, Loveland's going to be that guy at tight end. So I'd say probably Loveland's probably going to get more yards early.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say that.
Okay. So Caleb Williams has all these weapons to, distribute the ball to. He put out a goal before training camp started, the whole 4K 70% completion percentage. Ben Johnson and them like came together with that goal to help him. Do you think he's gonna achieve that this year?
I think 4,000. Yeah, I mean 4,000 should be the goal. I mean
Hmm.
that should be achievable. Like he had 3,500 last year, 3,600 maybe last year, something like that. We kind of went through it and looked, and it's like, well, he left a lot of yards on the field against Washington. There's a couple
Hmm.
games at the end of the year he really struggled. 4,000 should be it. He should get that. 70%, that's really tough, man. Like only five
Yeah.
quarterbacks did that last year.
I think it was like Jared
Two,
Goff.
yeah, Tua Goff. I can't remember. There was a couple other ones. Tua Goff.
I think
Jane
Gino
Daniels was
too.
like sixth, and he almost got
Okay.
it. But yeah, it's a very tough thing to do. But like Josh Allen is not at 70% all time, or Patrick
Hmm.
Mahomes, I'd say is probably not at 70% all the time. So Sam Darnold might have been one of them. I can't remember, but um,
Yeah.
yeah, it was it's interesting. I think it's gonna be tough to get to 70%. That's just unless you're checking down and they're running a lot. But yeah, I
Yeah.
think
Check down
4,000.
Charlie.
Yeah, 4,000 probably the better of the two goals.
And it'd be such a crazy thing for him to hit that, second year, first year with Ben, and just be like, "Oh my goodness, we're celebrating it!" And it's a norm for every other franchise.
Yeah, yeah. Every other franchise has done it and like has multiple people doing it. And it's like the Bears can't even get close to it.
But what are some realistic expectations for Caleb Williams this season? Like, what would you say? Not looking at just the wins and stuff. What is something you would be like? All right, this was a good year for Caleb. This was a step in the right direction.
Yeah, I think like showing his deep ball accuracy is improved.
Okay.
Um, Taking those short throws, not panicking, not trying to do the Superman type plays. Like, yeah, he can make those. That's fine. But like taking those short throws, taking the check downs, timing, the rhythm, the throwing the ball, on with anticipation and putting the ball in a good spot. I think that's all stuff that tell me, okay, he's in the groove. Even if it's a bad year for the Bears overall, like all right, he's ready to ascend, and we're starting to see some of that in camp too, like putting the
Okay.
ball where it needs to be in the right timing, and that's been kind of a struggle for him.
It should be nice too with him having a better offensive line, a more well-rounded group, especially in the interior. And last year he was holding on the ball a little too long than
Yeah.
usual, but having Ben Johnson, having a good coaching staff with him should be nice. Um, with I know you're a Drake May guy.
Yeah.
UNC, ties. With Jaden Daniels, Drake May, and Caleb Williams, how do you think he's gonna fare next to those two guys this season?
Yeah, I mean, it's
Sophomore slump between any of these guys?
I mean, it's tough because like Daniels was so good
Mhm.
last year, But there's moments he also struggled, and
Yeah, defenses were figuring him out in the second half of the season a little bit.
yeah, and I mean he's gonna be. I think he's gonna be a really good quarterback. I still
Mhm.
think like all three are gonna be good. Like I think all three have the chance to be really good franchise quarterbacks. Even Bo Nix has probably the chance to be that too. But
Mhm.
I think eventually it's gonna be Caleb and Jaden 1 and 2. I think Jaden will probably be one, Caleb at 2. That's fine. Like they're both gonna
Okay.
be pretty good. What I worry about May is like I don't know who he's gonna throw the football to. Like
Yeah.
they're just kind of totally trying to rebuild on the fly, and he doesn't have the weapons that McCarthy has or Caleb has or Bo Nix or depending on what happens with McLaurin, like Jane Daniels has. So it might be a little tough for Drake May.
Out of the three, who do you think is going to have the best season?
Hmm.
I don't think
Um.
Scary Terry's going to get traded, even though he just requested a trade. I don't think they're
Yeah,
going to trade him.
it might be like leverage for him. I'd
Gotta be.
probably say I think it'd be Caleb. I really do. I think with Ben Johnson, I think
Mhm.
a lot of things are going to change.
And the crazy thing about the Commanders, Jaden Daniels' success, that's an old team. That's probably one of the oldest football teams in the NFL right now.
Yeah, yeah, and they. I mean, I don't want to take anything away from Jaden Daniels or anything like that because he made some really good plays, but
Right.
also like you might see a regression.
Hmm.
Defenses are gonna eventually figure you out, so we'll have to kind of see. I mean, I do think, yeah, I think Daniels will be fine, but we'll have to kind of see on that.
I'm going to go with Caleb too. One quarterback that I think gets into there above Bo Nix, Michael Penix. I think he has a great
Oh,
year this year. I think there's a new big four with Penix joining it.
you think? Yeah, I'm not as high on Michael Penix.
He's a
I mean,
gunslinger. I love his game.
he is, and he throws a really beautiful spiral.
Yes.
I just got to kind of see it a little more. I don't know. There's something about him. I'm just not. I'm also like Bo Nix. I'm also not fully sold on either.
I
I'll throw that out there.
I think he's very much more than Jaden Daniels benefiting from,
Yes.
his scheme, his coach, what they're doing for him
Yes.
than anything.
He's probably the one that's real, and that's nothing wrong with that because they're winning
Mhm.
games. Like him and McCarthy would be the two that are probably
Yeah.
they're gonna benefit the most from that.
But part in for Caleb Williams having a good season is the left tackle position. What's your thoughts on this competition? I know it's a three-man race right now. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, it's gonna be a 2-man race probably pretty soon. It's gonna be
Okay.
Braxton and Ozzy Trapillo. It's hard because I still like if Braxton Jones is healthy, I think he's gonna be the guy. I think Ozzy has to go win it from him. I don't think Braxton's going to lose on his own. I think it's one of those situations where Ozzy has to show enough that, okay, we're very comfortable with him. But I also think it's a situation where I think Braxton's going to be the starter. And I think after week 4 or 5, bye week coming up, they're going to say, all right, let's take a look at this. Maybe it's now time to be the switch. But I think either way, I think they're in a good spot because if you have Braxton, you have a solid backup in your future in Ozzy. And if you have
Mhm.
Ozzy starting, you have a veteran backup in Braxton Jones. And I think Kieran, and the loser that's gonna be the swing tackle too. But I think
Yeah.
Kieran will probably be fighting for a guard spot. I think eventually they'll probably try to move him inside.
I like at least we have a better offensive line coach this year than
Yeah, that knows what he's.
last year. I hated the last offensive line coach.
Yeah, it's they kind of a plan. Dan Rochar has been great. Like he really gets on those guys. I think they struck gold with him.
So I'm excited though. Trapillo, that's obviously a dream scenario, him starting. But like you said, even with Braxton starting, if he's our weak spot, he's still an above average tackle. I feel like real middle of the pack. So
Yeah,
you're still pretty solid with him. I saw somebody, I think it was ESPN that put out something about the Bears depth chart, talking about the Bears strengths and weaknesses. They listed the Bears offensive line now as one of their biggest strengths.
yeah, and then like Pro Football Focus had him like top 5. I don't know. The interior definitely got better. Like the
Oh
interior
yeah.
definitely gotten better. Because you could see with Joe Tooney, you could see with Drew Dahlman, Jonah Jackson when he's out there and healthy, has been good. Darnell Wright's got a tough task ahead of him because he's going up against Montez Sweat every practice, and
Yes.
that's not easy. That's going to make him better. But yeah, I think they could have a better. They're going to have a better unit this year than last year just because of the moves they made. But I don't know if I'm ready to be like top 5 or anything just yet. I gotta see it first. I really gotta see it. But
Because I mean, offensive line, yeah. I mean, I could think of a couple better units than us right off the
yeah,
top of my head.
they've been good in camp. Like watching Caleb Williams, he's got time to throw. The run lanes are open, so they're on the right track in my opinion.
Okay, that's nice. So in your opinion, then, what is the biggest strength for the Bears of this team? Secondary? Where's your head at with
Yeah,
that?
secondary. I think secondary and wide receiver are the two biggest. I think the secondary, even with Johnson out right now, they're still good. Nashawn Wright's getting reps. Tarek Stevenson's getting tested every day. They're going at him. But the safeties, man, Jaquan's back and he is
I'm hyped to see him,
ball of
healthy
energy
now.
out there. Like I think he's what makes that secondary really go and having his presence back there. And then Kevin Byard too. So I think the secondary is definitely secondary on defense, like wide receivers on offense for now.
Yeah, I'm excited to see him have a big year. It's nice that at least our biggest weakness isn't our offensive line.
Yeah. Yeah.
uh, right now, what would you say our biggest weakness is?
I think pass rush. Until I see it, man. Like I
What's
gotta.
up with Dio at Odengbo?
I know. Like they're spending a lot of money to hope that he's really good. And I think Montez Sweat will be fine, but past that, Dio, Austin Booker, Dominic Robinson, Daniel Hardy, you're kind of banking on some of these guys to break out. And right now, I don't see it. I think if anything holds them back defensively, it's going to be a lack of a pass rush from the outside. I think the interior is going to be good. I think the interior can get to the quarterback, stuff some run
Yeah,
lanes
Grady
up.
Jarrett's gonna be good.
Yeah, but Andrew Billings getting back or Von Dexter. But yeah, I'm a little suspect of this pass rush.
Yeah, I think that's a big reason for concern too. Do you think they make a move, before the season
Not unless
or
someone
during
becomes
the deadline?
maybe if someone comes available, yeah. But right now, I think they would have already done it. Unless there's gonna be like there's an injury or something that happens.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully, with us being more aggressive, the scheme being a little better, hopefully, some of these guys look better in the scheme. And Montez Sweat takes a big jump. If he's Montez Sweat that we get when we traded for him, if we get that kind of version, then this, defensive line, it doesn't look that bad. Uh,
Yeah,
but that's saying a lot. We need him to be healthy too. Um, I think one group that people label as one of our weaknesses is the running back room.
yeah,
But seeing some reports, there's a lot more faith in this running back room this season. What have you seen so far?
yeah. I mean, I think part of that's because the offensive line was so bad last year that there was like not many run lanes too. That it really hasn't been the case this year. Like there's been run lanes, and it's been Swift, it's been Roshan, it's been Manungai. Like all of them have gotten nice runs or gotten big run lanes. And yeah, I don't think it's gonna be a weakness. I think it's gonna be majority is gonna be DeAndre Swift. He's gonna get a lot of carries. Roshan's probably gonna be your short yardage back, and they're gonna kind of
Okay.
throw in, Manungai at times and kind of change a pace and see what he's got as well. But I think it's gonna be better than people thought or think going into the season.
Is there any way, like, I know it's early, but like Manungai potentially showing some traits of being that guy in the future?
Maybe they're probably going to move on from Swift after this year just because of the
That's what I'm thinking too.
yeah the cap hit for the following season. It just kind of makes sense unless he has crazy all pro year or something like that. But
Hmm.
um, I don't think he'll be the guy because I think they're going to target a running back in the draft next year or like
Jeremiah Love, maybe.
that's going to be the name that everyone's going to connect the Bears to. But yeah, I mean, he'll be a guy in this league. I mean, he'll be good in this offense. He'd be a good, solid, two running back, which is totally fine.
No, 100%. Who are some X factors for the Bears this season that you're thinking offensively, defensively? Who's some guys that are sticking out in your head?
I mean, the obvious one's Caleb Williams. I don't have to spend
Oh yeah,
a lot of
it
time
starts
on
with
it.
him.
Yeah, it starts with him. Colson Loveland, Luther Burden, interior offensive line, defensively, Tyreek or whoever wins that number 2 job. Um, Gervon Dexter potentially. I'd probably say that
Hopefully,
those
he takes
guys.
another jump.
Yeah, those are guys that you're probably gonna have to count on. And I think that like the linebackers too, like Tremaine Edmonds and TJ Edwards, veterans there, they gotta step up.
I'm how much have you heard or how much have you seen about Hippolyte? How's he doing in camp?
Yeah, I mean, sorry. Actually, today was probably one of his best days. I mean,
Okay.
he was a standout to me today. And a couple other people that we were watching practice with, but good in coverage, fast. I was curious how it translate, because we saw in OTAs without the pads, he was fast, and you're not blocking. And I was like, well, how's he gonna look when pads? You got a big offensive lineman coming at you. Is that gonna impact anything? So far, he's been, you know, as good as I thought he'd be. I still think he's behind Noah Sewell, but
Okay.
he's working his way. We'll have to see when the games come.
I know that's some guy that I was like, the pick was kind of a stretch. It kind of felt
Yeah,
a little Bayless Jones-ish, Tyler Scott, those kind of picks, but it's nice that he's kind of playing to a nice level. With this new coaching staff, who would you say is a player that's going to benefit the most from having this new coaching staff and have a nice breakout year?
that's an interesting question. That's a good question. Man, I think it's gonna be someone in the secondary. Like, I think it's gonna be, I think the obvious will be Caleb Williams with Ben Johnson, but like, let's throw that one out. The secondary, because I think they they're gonna let them earn their money. They're gonna let them
Mhm.
play man to man, and
Oh,
that's how you earn your
Jalen
money.
Johnson's
Yeah,
forte.
that's how you earn your money as a defensive back. So I'd say one of the defensive backs would probably be it. You got Al Harris, a vet back there, Pro
Underrated
Bowler, un-
addition.
underrated coach, things like that. So yeah, I'd say a secondary, someone in the secondary.
Okay, yeah, I think yeah. Al Harris was a big addition. As soon as I seen him, I'm like looking at his track record in Dallas. I'm like, oh, this is a phenomenal get.
Yeah,
Tyreek Stevenson, even he was like, I'm gonna recommend him to go work out this and do this kind of
yeah.
program right off the get go. So I was really hyped about that. Offensive MVP and defensive MVP.
Who? Okay, defensive MVP. Let's go with. Man, I don't want to give the obvious one of Jalen. Let's go with Kyler Gordon.
By the Kylie, yeah.
Yep, I think Dennis Allen will be able to unlock a lot with him in different spots in this defense. You're gonna
I'm glad we
see,
paid him before the season
yeah,
because
and
that it would have been more expensive.
you're gonna see a lot of um different looks, a lot of dime, which will be nice. Offensive, again, I don't want to get the obvious with Caleb, but let's say Roma Dunze. I think Roma Dunze will
Ooh,
be
that's who was coming to my mind
yeah.
too.
I think he'll be
You
the
th-
breakout guy too.
you think he's gonna be the receiver one for us moving forward after this year?
I think he'll start to grow into that role. Yeah, I think we're gonna
Okay.
start to see it this year that he's gonna take that and kind of grow into it and establish that connection with Caleb, because they have already early on, which has been kind of nice to see.
They had a good connection. You look at some of these games too, down the stretch, the guy
Yeah,
he trusts the most was always Rome.
yeah,
So I'm excited to see him kind of get to that level we see, the top receivers in his class be at. I
yeah.
don't know if he'll put up
Good
Malik
class.
Neighbors. No, I don't think he'll put up Malik Neighbors numbers or
Yeah,
Brian Thomas Jr. I think those guys are phenomenal, but at least 1,000 yards, at least being that guy.
that should be the goal. If not this year, next year for sure.
Oh yeah, 100%. And we need to make him the primary red
Yeah,
zone guy too. I want to see him get more featured, but with Ben Johnson, I think him in the press conferences, he's giving these guys their credit. He said prime like X receiver prototype. So I think he's giving a little hints of what he's gonna, how he's gonna utilize some of these guys,
yeah.
in
I
the
mean,
press conference.
he's very honest too, which is nice. Very, very
Way
honest.
better than Eberflus.
I know. Even with like the Jalen Johnson answer today, it was like I was like, man, this is refreshing, because Eberflus would have been like, oh, he's day to day.
No, and day to day meant something totally different
I
last
know.
year.
Day to day was week to week, and week to week was like month and month to month was like out for the year for
Yeah,
Matt Eberflus.
it was so frustrating. But one thing we talked a little about 2018 with this Bears team, the excitement on this team already. Ben Johnson, the coaching staff. You think he could have Matt Nagy's success in year one
Yeah, I think it's possible. Yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
he's gonna be the favorite for Coach of the Year, one of the top
if they
favorites.
turn it around for sure?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he could. I don't know if they're gonna win the division. I still think you got three playoff teams ahead of you. If JJ McCarthy's good, the Vikings are gonna be really damn good. Yeah, I think he can have Matt Nagy's success, and hopefully it's better than Matt Nagy's success in the future as well.
Oh yeah. Hopefully it's more sustainable. And
Yes.
now us having a actual quarterback, no offense to Mitchell Trubisky. Caleb feels more like that guy who just needed that offensive mind to unlock him. So I think this is a nice year because we actually have all the steps checked, I feel like.
Yeah.
Minus the pass rusher, minus, more depth there at the on the outside. I feel like we have all the steps checked to a team that's trending in the right direction.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I think so too. I think they're definitely, especially with the hire of Ben Johnson.
Oh yeah. So I mean, defensively, I don't think we're gonna be at 2018 level.
No,
Maybe we could
man,
scratch it a little.
they are.
Imagine.
That's gonna be great. That's gonna be great because the offense could take it to a better level than 2018 was.
Oh yeah. Yes, that's true. Our offense is smoking that offense.
Yeah.
But usually, I mean, every time you come on, for these, predictions, these previews, talking Bears football, you've always given us great, realistic expectations for the season. A realistic record. We've thrown 13-4, 12-5. You've given us something that's been a little closer to the reality. So where's your head at with this Bears team this season?
Yeah, I'm still where I'm at. Um, you know, since the draft and all that. 8.5 is the over under, I believe, in Vegas right now. I got him at
Okay.
8. I got him like ceiling of 10. I just think
Okay.
like I don't know, it's a tough schedule at the end. You got Cincinnati
Really
and
is.
Baltimore on the
Baltimore.
road.
I think
That's
those are two
not fun.
losses.
Eagles, you got the Eagles. Those first 4 to 5 games are going to determine a lot, but I got about 8 or 9 wins. I'd say 8 right now. I think that's pretty
Okay.
realistic.
So if we get the 8 wins, Caleb Williams throws 4,000 yards. The offense looks more competent. You've calling that a successful season in the first year of this era.
Yeah, because I think Caleb Williams taking a step forward would be the most important thing. If he doesn't, you're in trouble because you're thinking possibly, okay, I'm gonna have to take another quarterback in a couple years if it doesn't work out. So
Which would be crazy.
yeah,
Like,
but you want to pay him, like you want like
yeah,
quarterbacks are like the money is insane. You want that though, because that
yeah.
means he's great. So
It's just how it works. I mean, imagine just getting finally the head coach,
I
getting
know,
finally the quarterback, and then it doesn't work out. So that's how
yeah,
you know we're cursed.
I know. If I tell people like if this, they've done so much to put resources into Caleb Williams. If this doesn't work, something's wrong. Something's wrong. Something happened.
got got to find a new team at that point.
Yes, yeah,
If it wasn't already there, if you weren't already at that point.
yeah.
For the Bears to go 8 wins, what do you think their record will be in the NFC North? Do you think Caleb gets another victory at Lambeau? How does Ben Johnson and this duo fare in the North?
I think they're gonna be 3-3. Honestly, I
Okay.
think they're gonna split. I think they'll probably win the home game against the Packers. On the road, a little tougher. Um, Minnesota, I think they'll probably win one of those games. Detroit, I mean, they could sweep Minnesota maybe. I just think
I hope so.
I don't want to give like the bland answer, but I think they're gonna win all 3 home games and maybe lose all 3 road games. That's kind of how I'm seeing it.
It makes the most sense. I mean, honestly, out of the three teams, I mean, yeah, out of the three teams in the NFC North, I think we have the best chance maybe to sweep the Vikings, which is kind
Yeah,
of crazy though, because the Vikings have a great roster on paper. JJ McCarthy's uncertainty with him, but Ben Johnson's put up some great performances
yeah,
against Brian Flores' defense,
yep.
and this Bears defense has a chance week one against the Vikings
Monday
to
Night
knock them off.
Football.
I know, primetime
Yep.
Vikings game. They usually don't do well on those.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they got like that's the thing is they got a chance there right away to make a good first impression.
Mhm. So yeah, I'd say 3-3 is realistic. I think we can sweep the Packers. It
Okay.
might be crazy. I think we can.
I
And
mean,
then Detroit,
they
yeah,
should have swept them last year.
we should have won. Like we should have swept the Packers last year.
Yeah.
Even Detroit, Minnesota, those games. The last Minnesota game, it was bad.
Yeah, that was ugly. That was ugly. The Detroit one though, the
The
one on
Thanksgiving, oh my
Thanksgiving was
goodness.
rough. That was rough. Oof.
That game, I was rooting for us to lose, and I was still kind of disappointed.
I knew
Just how we lost.
I wasn't at the game. Unfortunately, I was at home watching my wife and my kid, and I told my wife, I'm like, because we had, we're going to family later on, and I told her, I'm like, I have to bring my laptop. This it's gonna be done. I mean, they're gonna not only like I think they're gonna fire Eberflus eventually, during that time, but like I was like, they're going to be the national talking point. These
Oh
other
yeah.
games, the rest of the day and Friday is going to be they're going to be the talking. They were the talking point. Everyone was clowning them.
I know you guys are going crazy with the Bears wire at that time.
Yeah, it was. It
And
was
then having him do the press conference too, I'm like, all right, there's no way he's showing up to the press conference. He's like, business as usual. We're going to
Yeah,
prepare for the
and they did it
49ers
on
game.
Zoom. They did it on Zoom too. It wasn't even in person. When they did it on, they usually do Zoom like after road games so that like we can get back the next day. But like, I just had a feeling. I'm like, yeah, it's over. It's gonna be done here.
Yeah, it was a crazy how that ended. Uh, Unfortunately, the Thomas Brown situation, it didn't get too much better with that, you
Yeah,
know. But moving on with this preseason headed up, what are some players you're excited to see from the Bears in the preseason?
yeah. I mean, I think Nashawn Wright is a guy to keep an eye on because he's in a battle
His
for.
name's been buzzing, yeah.
Yeah, he's in a battle. JP Richardson's gonna be the fan favorite. I
Oh
already knew
yeah.
that training camp. I think Ian Wheeler, I kind of want to see what he's got recovering from his injury. And I want to see how much they play at left tackle with these guys. Who gets what reps, who's with what team. Noah Sua, Ruben Hippolyte. Obviously, Caleb Williams and how the first team offense does.
Mhm.
But I think those are the key ones to keep an eye on.
Yeah, Austin Reed usually has a couple nice
Yeah.
performances, riles up the crowd. Yeah, I'm excited to see JP Richardson too. That's the camp darling right now. You
Yep.
think he has a like legitimate shot to make the roster, or
No, I mean it's gonna be tough. Like he's got to do like a lot on special teams. Like we've seen a lot of these guys
mm,
last year before that like had big preseasons. Just it's a numbers game, unfortunately, and yeah, he's gonna have to be like a big standout on special teams, honestly.
he might be the guy that Poles is crying about
Oh
cutting?
yeah, yeah. He had a practice squad though. He'll
Oh
be
yeah,
kept around.
yeah. He's got some great value. Excited to see him. Excited to see Ian Wheeler. See if he still has that speed. That was a great story in Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
Probably one of my favorites.
Yep.
Um, But yeah, I'm excited to see this Bears season. It's kicking off. All the stuff is pulling me back in. I'm feeling all the right vibes about
It's
this
that time of
team.
year.
What is one hot take you have for this season? One hot prediction.
Oh man, a hot take or predict or man, I don't know.
Hot take.
Trying to think what would be a good hot take. Uh oh man, I don't know. Hot take. Man, I'm stumped on this one. I'd say um Cole Kmet will have 5 touchdowns maybe
Okay.
this year. 6, 7. Think of a
Respectable. I think.
think of a better year than people think.
Okay. Yeah, because there's nobody talking about him. People are wanting to trade him and stuff.
Yeah,
Just
they're
you know
not
how
doing
Bears
that.
media gets
Yeah,
down.
yeah, it's
I,
crazy.
I
Yeah.
I think he'll have a good year. I think him and Colston Loveland will be really compatible. But yeah, it's been a pleasure having you on the show. Before I let you go, we usually get one Super Bowl prediction out of you. What's your early Super Bowl prediction?
I'm gonna go Buffalo.
Ooh,
Oh wait, you
okay.
know what? Ah,
This is
man.
Baltimore's year.
I know. I was gonna say Baltimore too. I would say I'm gonna give it to Buffalo this year. I'm
Okay.
actually gonna bet Baltimore, but I'm gonna say Buffalo, and I will say Philadelphia again.
Ooh,
Yeah, I think
okay. Yeah.
Philadelphia. I think
I think
Philadelphia.
that'd be a good game,
Yeah,
regardless if it's Buffalo or Baltimore.
yeah.
And this is the easy prediction. Everybody puts this out every year. The Chiefs aren't going to make it to the Super Bowl. They're going to lose to somebody in the AFC. But I think this is really the year where they got before
Yeah,
the Super Bowl.
I do too. I think I think it's gonna be Baltimore and Buffalo in the AFC Championship game.
Okay.
Um, I think whoever's got home field is gonna win that game.
So
But
week one's going to be important then.
yeah, week one. Yeah, I think one of them will get Kansas City this year.
Mhm.
One of them will get them in the divisional round. But yeah, I think it's gonna be Buffalo. I just feel like it's Josh Allen. But it's like same thing with Lamar. They're both too good not to have
Yeah.
rings. It's tough. They're in the 90s against Jordan essentially. That's pretty much what
It's
it is.
it it's crazy. Like
Yeah.
both of them having MVPs under the belt too. Just the stats they've been putting up. Lamar as a generational Hall of Fame. Like
Yep.
it's crazy. Just
Yep.
the obstacles they have to go through to get to the Super Bowl. If they were in the NFC, they probably have a chip or two maybe already.
Yeah, yeah. It's just tough. I feel for both those quarterbacks. It was tough.
I know.
Like watching that game last year between them in the playoffs. Like I was rooting for Buffalo. I have family in Buffalo. Um, but at the same time, I was like, you know what, man? Like if Baltimore wins, I hope whoever wins this game beats Kansas
When's
City. That's all
yeah.
I was kind of hoping for.
It's just and they always just like shrink up against it's just the big bad, Appreciate you for coming on as always. And we'll talk about the big brother thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, you always give us great insight, great, love your coverage with the Bears. I honestly think it's the best.
Well,
I'm
thank you.
always locked in with your
You
stuff.
don't have to say that. Thank you. I appreciate it.
No, for real, I mean it. But great talking with you. Hopefully, the vibes of training camp, everything that's going on continues on to this season, and we have a good year.
Yeah.
We beat your 8 wins.
We deserve it. Yes. I would more than happy to eat crow on that. I would 100% be happy about that.
Because every other year you've been right.
I know. I'm telling you guys, man. I'm telling you. Oh, my desk is moving. Yeah. Hopefully, I'm wrong this year. I'd love to be wrong in a good way.
Yeah. But thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. As always, peace. But I would want him to get an extension done with, Keenan Allen. I would want him to stay with the Chicago Bears for maybe 2 or 3 more years because he's coming off his best season last year with the Chargers.